All right, so today we're going to go over developing advocates for supplier diversity. Module SD-D-4. So develop cross-functional internal advocates and alliances pertaining to supplier diversity. So internal stakeholder support. Some of the ways a supplier diversity program can provide opportunities for other employees to participate are create a policy letter that specifies goals and challenges to the organization to meet them. Leverage existing communication vehicles such as periodic newsletters. Establish new vehicles such as formal diverse learning centers. Utilize books, videos, other material. Devise a program dedicated website or SharePoint site. Form a steering committee to champion the organization's diverse supplier initiatives. Recruitment skills. Organizations are increasingly using intranets to share results and information on supplier diversity program strategies. So a scorecard also may be shared on an intranet to provide a high-level view of performance metrics for the supplier diversity program. So the difference between a dashboard and a scorecard. What's a diversity scorecard and what's a diversity dashboard, according to ISM? Although many companies use the two terms interchangeably, there really is a difference. A scorecard is a report that displays key performance indicators with performance targets. That's the scorecard. A dashboard shows scorecard information with other related items such as reports, charts, grids. So the dashboard is kind of the daily thing that looks at a lot of stuff, including the KPIs. The scorecard is more of a quarterly thing that looks at KPI performance. Another way to look at it is a scorecard shows progress over time, while a dashboard is a comprehensive snapshot of the moment. So scorecard for a quarter or half a year, dashboard for today. Comprehensive is the critical word there, as dashboards are often more detailed and have more information, support information. You can drill down in them and things like that. You usually can't do that with scorecards. So here's a supplier diversity scorecard. Diverse spend, diverse suppliers, these are the different types of diversity certifications and what the percentage of the spend and the percentage of the suppliers is for the company. So that's a decent scorecard. This is a diversity dashboard. So this covers diversity of the company's workforce along with supplier diversity. And you probably can click on these things and drill down into them. Awards. Many studies on the workplace have shown that being recognized for achievements and knowing that one's contributions matter to the organization have a considerable impact on employee satisfaction and commitment. Benefits of award recognition programs. So employee recognition can be given in many ways, and some methods include saying thank you, which is very inexpensive, but people forget to do it. Oops. Giving praise, also very inexpensive. Providing opportunity and showing respect, which I don't know why you would not do that full time anyway, but okay. Awards personalize an organization by recognizing that everyone can make a difference and be viewed as a model by others. And awards allow management to reinforce behaviors that benefit the organization. So incentive programs, a form of an awards program whose aim is to share the benefits of a cost reduction or other financial improvement with those who help bring it about. So where the awards here are usually internal, and you can have supplier awards too. The incentive programs are always towards the supplier. You could, I suppose you could have it internally, but people don't do that a lot. It's usually for the supplier. Ideas for budget conscious employee incentives. Not all firms can afford expensive incentive programs, but some alternatives for employees now, giving plaques. I don't know, these are more of award programs, if you ask me, but asking someone to launch small gifts, maybe lunch with the chief purchasing officer or something like that would be an incentive program. Post supplier letters, hold periodic meetings, take employees to outings and movies, and run articles about employees in organizational newsletters. Keeping the prestige high helps keep the program successful. A method to accomplish this include confer only a few awards. So, the 6-year-old kids soccer participation award where everyone gets one because they showed up. It's not the plan here. Award only high performing suppliers. Present the awards in highly visible settings of their peers, usually like an awards banquet. Hold award evaluations in a timely manner. So not long after the scorecards are finalized. Shared goals. So goal setting, most vital part of a business planning process. Goals and objectives provide the organization with its fundamental direction. Gone over goals in a few of these other chapters, and they keep hitting them, so must be important. Common definitions of goals, general statements of anticipated outcomes, specific objectives that relate to specific time periods, and objectives made specific in terms of time and degree. This is your SMART goal. General characteristics of goals. Several common themes emerge from the definitions of goals above. They're always about the future, they're about a desired outcome, and they're about the tie between goals and the strategic plans that the company has. And SMART goals should be made according to SMART goal acronym: specific, measurable, attainable, results oriented, some people call relevant, time bound, then there's other things for T too. Goal conflict may occur within an organization due to complexity of the goal setting process and the need to establish goals in all functions. So be aware of conflicting goal alignment and develop processes that will help determine what is best for the entire organization. Alignment should also be attained between the organization, internal and external goals. So a classic conflicting goal would be the logistics people trying to pull inventory forward so they fill up the truck, and the inventory materials folks trying to push it out and not get it till the day they need it, even if it's only one piece on the truck. So the two groups are working against each other. Alignment with internal customers. Strategic and operational goals. Strategic goals are less specific and have a longer time frame, usually over 5 years or more, and they tend to be associated with corporate level goals. So those strategic goals are set at the top of the corporation. Operational goals are set more in the middle of the lower levels of the organization. They have a shorter time frame and are more specific, but they support the strategic goals. Goal setting and employee involvement. Research has shown that when employees are involved in setting their goals, they are more likely to be committed to attain them. If they just get handed their goals once a year from their boss, it's kind of hit and miss whether they attain them or not. Quantitative and qualitative goals. Quantitative goals can be measured in dollars. Qualitative goals can performance is more opinion based. Planning timeframes, so strategic plans 5 to 10 years, operational plans 1 to 5 years. Below 1 year is like tactical plans. Organizational policies. A policy is a guide for decision making. This is why we have policies. Policies are dynamic. They need to be periodically reviewed and updated. And organizational policies are established to guide behavior in the organization. So you have a policy on how many suppliers need to be on a bid. Doesn't mean it has to be 3 all the time, but they want you to have about 3. That's what it says in the policy. Regulatory policies or mandates limit the discretion of individuals. These come from government agencies, and you got to do them. Many organizations establish policies about purchasing from a diverse supplier base. They say you have to include a diverse supplier in every RFP or something like that. Diverse supplier may include certified minority-owned business, women-owned business, business owned by gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, business owned by people with disabilities, veteran-owned business. Those are your corporation would have to go in there and say these are what we are going to consider as diverse suppliers. Compliance metrics specific to the supplier diversity program should be developed. Typically, metrics used in supplier diversity program include things like percentage increase in total spend with diverse suppliers. That's kind of the number one thing that's measured. How much money do we spend with them in percentage terms? Percentage increase in spend by category with diverse suppliers. Total number of diverse suppliers and percentage of all suppliers. Number of diverse suppliers by industry, increase in the number of key diverse suppliers, and tier 2 supplier program percentage or raw numbers. How are your tier 1 suppliers working their programs? Current thinking for management consultants takes the metrics a step further. Percentage of ownership by an approved disadvantaged class. Approved in my mind would be the corporate level. You wrote down what is an approved diverse supplier. Percentage of board membership that is an approved disadvantaged class. That's always not easy information to get. And percentage of management employees that are an approved disadvantaged class. Percentage of all employees that are an approved disadvantaged class. And the number of participants in an RFX event. The number should align with the number of diverse owned businesses in this category. So again, to do this, you have to define what is a disadvantaged class for your corporation. After collecting the data, the results should be compared to the goals and objectives of the program to see if the training is on target. Business acumen. You've heard this term a lot. So show senior management how supply action support corporate goals. That's what senior management's interested in. Communicating supplier diversity program initiatives clearly and convincingly show to senior management and internal customers the value proposition and business case for using this diverse suppliers. And we covered business case a while back. Targeting communication, understand how to target a communication. So tailor the communication to the right group to communicate and tailor the right communication to the right group. We'll cover this later in another module. Communication approaches for senior management are different for those from internal customers. So for senior management, they'll be concerned about overall corporate goals and may not think of strategies in terms of sourcing or supply management. And internal customers will be concerned about their own functional goals or their department goals and less strategic and more tactical. So plan communication, work to have regular briefings to senior management on the value and status of strategic sourcing initiatives and how they support the corporate goals. Invite executives to annual or quarterly business review meetings with diverse suppliers, even if they're only going to show up for a couple of minutes. Brief senior management on developing and integrating strategies into business practices of diverse suppliers, and provide your feedback to senior management on the results of past activities. What was expected to be achieved and why actual results were more or less than expected. Guidelines for communicating with senior management. Be thorough. Do not assume that the executive is completely familiar with the contextual details, but only show them the details they need to see, not everything. Synchronize team efforts prior to the presentation. Focus on salient points, not all the points, but the ones that they're interested in. Use graphs and charts and exercise good form to be concise and coherent as possible. Here's the strategic supply plan. It's got these pieces to it. Advanced acquisition plan on the end. So business acumen and strategic planning. A strategic supply plan establishes the supply architecture for an organization. The strategic supply plan ensures that the supply-based strategic planning components and the resources required are all aligned with the organization's supply strategy. And these elements of a strategic plan include annual review of supplier strategies, prioritization of resources, annual supply improvement plan, product management methodologies, cross-functional team improvement initiatives, supply strategies, forecast-based budgeting, supply performance benchmark, and the advanced acquisition plan. Affinity groups are groups of people that share some aspect of their identity, are similar people, let's say. Affinity groups provide opportunities for individuals to connect with others who share aspects of their identity, especially in situations in which aspects of their identity are in the minority. So several companies have employee affinity groups, and partnership with them will enhance awareness of supplier, customer, employee needs. So there's the Society for Women Engineers, Women in Trucking, cultural clubs, etc. All right. One of the best program structures to ensure enthusiasm and innovation is to reward those employees who meet their diversity program goals in some way. What is the most common way to accomplish this? Regular paid vacation for employees? No. Awards and recognition programs? Possibly. Supplier diversity innovation fairs? It doesn't really concern the employee. That's what they're talking about in the STEM. Motivational speaking presentations. Yeah, it doesn't quite get to the awards and recognition programs level. So hopefully B is the answer. B it is. And then one more. The goal of the strategic planning process is to achieve the organization's mission. This involves both short and long-term planning timeframes and what category would best suit or fit a long-range strategic plan. So what's the time frame for a long-range strategic plan? 30, 60, 90 days? No. Quarterly or annually in duration? Still too short. 5 to 10 years in duration? That sounds about right for strategic plan. 1 to 2 years? That sounds like more an operational plan. Let's see. See, it is 5 to 10 years. Okay. Oh, we got to finish up with summary slides. So a clear and consistent message to all employees is vital to the success of the supplier diversity program. A scorecard may be shared internally on an internet to provide a high-level view of the performance metrics that are used for the supplier diversity program. Supplier diversity goals need to be assigned to all stakeholders in the company to include internal clients and business units and put on their performance reviews. Supply management and supplier diversity need to monitor things like how many diverse companies are participating in RFXs, how many diverse companies make it to the short list for the RFX, and how many diverse companies get awarded contracts. Understanding how supplier diversity impacts corporate strategic goals, such as revenue and profit, will demonstrate business acumen. And affinity groups, such as the Women in Engineering, provide opportunities for individuals to connect with others who share their identity. All right. So questions, exam questions. We are on 2D or SD-D-4. So we want these questions here. And let's see how many we got. Oh, we only got 8, so you can do all of those. Get them all done, and then the answers are located in the answer file. And you want answers to practice questions for SD-D-4. All right, thanks. Tomorrow we'll work on E-1.